Welcome back to Satisfactory. I am Fire. Last time we left off, and I was going to get some Deuterium ore. I went and got some. You can see I got a couple hundred in my inventory. I went ahead and did the first research of it. You have to throw 25 of it here in the
New
MAM.
technologies have been developed based on this new element, primarily in...
Got it. Okay, and then next you need to make the quick wire. 100 of it. I don't think we can make it yet. We actually have to do one research first. Right here, Deuterium technology. Yeah, we definitely want to get it going because this this chain unlocks the Blade Runners, which allow you to run twice as fast and jump twice as high. So that would be amazing. Let's just go ahead and get it. Got just about everything we need. We'll have to go get some cables. We got plenty of cables over here. Yeah, I'll be ready to run a lot faster. Okay. And after we get this, the research for this going, we will, yeah, I got it all. We'll work on either modular frames or rotors. I guess we'll probably do rotors first.
Deuterium acquisition unlocked, additional to new equipment, building and parts utilizing basic Deuterium properties. R&D insisted on inflating your pocket dimension.
It takes a little while to craft this stuff by hand, but you really don't need to automate it. There aren't any normal recipes in the game right now that use quick wire. You can get some alternate recipes that do. Yeah, because 4 ore turns into 1 ingot, but then 1 ingot turns into 4 quick wire. That's kind of weird that one ore turns into 1 quick wire, but you gotta convert it down to 1 and then back up to 4. Alright, got some quick wire now. Throw it in the MAM. And once this is done, let's see, what all does this one unlock? Okay, so we already have the Blade Runners. Okay, so we can get those straight away. Fantastic. Just need 3 rotors. And 3. Oh, got 4. Alright, this will be amazing. We can run so fast and jump so high. Look, we can actually like jump on top of a container. That's crazy. We don't have to worry about splitters anymore. We can jump over those real easy. Alright, life is good. Alright, I'm gonna get all this stuff out of my inventory. We don't need to hold on to it. Alright, let us jump straight into getting more iron ore, so that we can set up more smelters, more constructors, and all of that business. Alright, next closest spot is right here. Let's grab one of our miners from down here. Oh, that's not the grab button. Well, that was the grab button, not the pickup button. That is. Okay. Miner. Let's kind of line it up with our other grid, if we can. I think that's the same orientation. Right. And this is going to be spitting out 120. So we can either run a long, a tier 2 belt, Or we can run 2. You know what? Put it here. Or we can run 2 tier 1 belts. Mark 1 belts, I guess is what they're called. Alright. You know what? Let's actually orientate this running directly... Oh, okay. Directly the same way as this. Is that the other one? We'll just have all of our ore coming through this area. Okay, so if we wanted... Planning out these big long chains is a little bit more difficult than the other ones. What we could do is we could use the existing chain and add on to it to make rotors. Because rotors need screws and rods, which we have both of those right here, screws and rods. And then we can make another chain over here. But I'm kind of wanting to start this one farther back and have it into the same area. So all of our finished resources that we can grab from will be in this area. That's what I'd like to. That's where I'd like to have it end up. So I guess in order to help along with that, we could just go ahead. Plus button. We could just go ahead and swap down the assembler where we want to make them. We need to decide if we want to do 1 assembler or 2 assemblers making rotors. I'm gonna have to pick up screws, craft some rotors by hand. You know what? Taking them all. Taking all you too. Okay. Craft up some rotors, craft up some modular frames. Okay, let's say we want the assembler to exist lined up with this box here. Well, as much lined up as we can get it. And then we can scoot it over. We may end up scooting it again. We may also leave a gap. Yeah, let's leave a gap. Like a walking gap. Yeah. Okay. So this makes rotors at a rate of 6 per minute. Is that fast enough? Yeah, I think so. This is going to take us like an hour just to set up the modular frames. I probably won't show all that on camera. Well, it may not take that long since I've done it several times before now. But, and I don't know. I already have the blueprint in my mind set up for it, so maybe not. Let's just have 1. Yeah, because if we will need rotors to go into other things later, motors primarily. But I think we'll make a separate rotor setup just for that. So let's go ahead, have our end result out here. This is where our rotors will live. Okay. It doesn't matter which side, which input you put the resources into. You can actually mix belts and shove them in there if you want. Sometimes it works fine if the ratios are right, but sometimes you'll get too much of one resource in there, and then you'll have a mixed belt with the wrong resource coming in, and it won't be able to fit. So you can have trouble with that. Okay. So 18 iron rods a minute and 22 screws. Huh. I do kind of want to overclock it a little bit. We haven't researched the snails yet, have we? I haven't really done any exploring to go grab snails. Yeah, we don't have any. Let's grab this one real quick. Usually the quickest way is lookout tower. It's got a ladder on it. Perfect. I might just leave this lookout tower here because it allows us to just get up there whenever we want. I want to see how much damage we'll take from jumping off this with the Blade Runners. Hardly any. Okay. Yeah, without the Blade Runners, you would take like 1.5 bars of damage. I believe so. Oh, we were going to shove this into the MAM, get it researched. And then we'll need another one to actually turn into the power shard. That's what they're technically called. Ah, we're still researching this. Nuggets. Okay. We'll have to do the maths in our head instead of doing the maths for us. Okay. So let's say we want to overclock it 50%. That's what one power shard can do. That would leave us with 27 iron rods per minute and 132, 50% more would be 65, so 197. I don't like 197. I don't like that number. Okay, we're not going to overclock it then. So we'll need 2 making screws, closer to 1.5, but 2 making screws. And you need 1 making rods for each of those. So that's 2 making rods, and then another 1 making rods. So we only need 3 constructors making rods to fully power this. If we doubled the recipe, nah, it still doesn't look great. Okay. Well, this thing's a lot bigger than this thing. It's going direct feed. So I will scoot it closer. Try to line it up with the other end of the constructor. Not quite, but I don't think it'll go any closer than that. So we'll call that good. We need constructors. So what we can do is we can either line up a bunch of constructors over here and then bring the belts back in, or we can line up the constructors this way. I don't need that many constructors, so I think I'm just going to line them up this way. Hard to know where to put them. That'll leave plenty of room for belts. Okay, both of these make it screws. So we put a combiner in here. So, believe it or not, we'll actually need to split this one out. We'll have half of them going this way. You do have to use tier 2 belts for all these, Mark 2 belts even, for moving screws around to stay the base rate is 90 per minute. Or, yeah, that's right. Screws in. And then we'll have another combiner. Lined up with this doodad. Spitting them out. That's not gonna work. It needs to go over this. We're going to mix screws and rods. So we only need 18 iron rods per minute, so we have a lot of extra room on that belt. We need 132 screws per minute, but our belt can only handle 120. So if we just move those extra 12 screws over to the belt that's only carrying 18 things, and everything can go in. Yep, just the tier Mark 1 belts. I'll get it right eventually. Mark 1 belts. Okay, yeah, these look like we did all the perfect. Yeah, I like the placements of those. Alright, so we just need constructors feeding screws, or feeding rods into these. Production constructor. Rods. Rods. Another one making rods. And a fourth one making rods. Sadly. That's how you have to do it. You need those extra 3. But we'll be set up to overclock later. So we'll just go ahead and combine these up here. This will go in there. So we got 4 constructors wide. Yeah, I don't know that we can really make it any smaller. We could make it a little bit smaller, but not really. Alright, so the smelters to feed these. 1 smelter feeds 2 constructors making rods. So we need a constructor or a smelter there, and smelter here with splitters. Oh. Gotta love the Blade Runners. Okay, and these are already built it out this way. We have our miner here. We can go ahead and split stuff coming out of it. That looks kind of close, but it really is fine. It really has no problem predicting that. Okay, and we just need, well, we're actually going to need another splitter right here. Just smash it up real close, because we'll never have to move it. Okay. And this one is going to come all the way over here. Try to keep some straight lines, and then we may end up raising this belt so we can fit like a truck through here or something. Tractor, even. But we'll see. We will see. Alright, we just need to power everything up. Not like any power poles up here. Okay. Let's go right here. And go ahead and bring the power from over here. Power pole. Power pole. We may even just put two right next to each other right here. Because why the heck not? Power pole. And power pole. We also need to set all the recipes. Jump farther than I wanted to. That did not work, did I? I completely filled these up. Okay, you're not supposed to connect to that. You're not supposed to connect to here. Okay, you can stop breaking. Okay, I'm already connected to that one. Okay, now I have an extra power connection to connect things up later. Let's go ahead and set the recipes while we're here. Iron. Iron. All four of these are rods. These are screws. And this should be set. No, it's not set. Rotors. Okay. Yeah, we should see about power. This one's out of fuel. Middle one over there. All the other ones still have 46 in them. Don't have any fuel on me. Did you finish researching yet? Not quite. No fuel. Alright, making more fuel. I'm not going to make too much. I'll make a bunch more fuel off camera. Go ahead and do a stack of wood. Just making fuel. Yeah, I'm really ready to get to coal power. We won't have to do this anymore. That's really not a lot of fuel. I just put them on the stacks of 50. Well, this needs 2 stacks. Alright, is that enough? Yeah, it's enough. I hope. All those machines aren't running over there yet because they haven't got their iron ore in. Should be fine. Should be fine. Should be fine. Man, that's wide. Alright. We may end up converting this setup to a modular frame setup. Modular frames requires rods and reinforced iron plates. This is already making us reinforced iron plates really slowly because we have not upgraded this belt yet. Wrong button. I forget that you don't have to actually do that. You can just upgrade the belt as it exists in the world. Upgrade all the screw producing belts. This one's probably too close. $120. Okay, yeah. We should be running at full strength now. And we could convert this over. We already have enough screws to run 2 of these. These make 5 plates per minute. Okay, let's stick down the assembler. Let's look. 12. So we would need at least 2 reinforced iron plates. Making them. If we want any kind of good efficiency. It needs 20 rods per minute, or 20 plates per minute. So it looks like it will run down eventually. Because the screws are fully powered. The plates are only being given 15. But I could split these in. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and split them in. Or combine them in. This needs to be a splitter, but it's a combiner. That's kind of weird. There's arrows to help you see where things are going, but when there's that many arrows, it's not helpful. There we go, that'll get us all the iron plates we'll be needing, which means this box will only fill up 10 per minute, but really, that's enough. So, should be good there. If we were to put our second plate producer over here, there's not enough production to do it. This whole setup, this whole area, it's not enough to feed this one guy. So we will pick him up and put in a storage for these boys. Yeah, we're making it a lot faster now. Okay. Great. Just trying to think of which way I want to build it out. I may build it, the whole setup in like an L shape that comes around this way. Yeah. Okay. Assembler. Let us line it up with this assembler. Attempt to line it up with this constructor. There. You, sir, make modular frames. Now, I want 2 assemblers making I I lined this up something completely different. Oopsie. It's way over here. I think I'm going to end up wanting this over in this area. Yeah. So both of these guys make a reinforced plates. Putting them next together, probably not a good idea. Doing it anyway. Right. Assembler, which actually needs more stuff. More modular frames. More rotors. Assembler. We'll try to line things up. Where's this guy? It's all the way over there. There. Modular frames. These may be too close. Let's see if we combine you like this. Sneak this in here, and then we can sneak another belt in here. So we're good. Okay. We gotta feed these fellas. So these are making reinforced iron plates. Need a total of 40 iron plates per minute, so that's 3 making plates. And then 240 screws per minute, so that's 3 making screws. 3 making plates, 3 making screws. That's kind of awkward because we've got 4 inputs. So may do we may do rows instead of columns. I think so. So if I have the constructors that make constructors will make iron plates. 3 of them. I'd actually like to have the furnaces right behind them. Or the smelters even. To leave the smelter's room, place it first. And the constructor. Yeah, this is going to be a bit more messy. Three making plates. Smelters to feed them. Let's go ahead ahead and set these up to the smelters to iron ingots and the constructors to iron plates. Right, now we can either combine them all into one. They will all fit on one belt. Run them in, or we can split them. We'll combine them all. Yeah. Combine them all, run them in that direction. Combine. Combine. And split them right up here. Iron plate's done. Now we need screws. We need 3 making screws. You know how many furnaces or smelters it takes for 3 to make screws? 1.5. That's a bit annoying. I believe we will just end up making extra screws. So 4 more constructors on screws. We can just take those screws elsewhere. Or just we can leave those rods for now. Huh, well, that fits pretty nicely. Okay, smelters to match them. Whoa! Okay. Alright, oh, no. We're fine. I just about placed extra smelters. We only need 2. Split them. We're out of cables. Grab some cables. Anything else we are almost out of while we're over here? Iron plates and reinforced iron plates. They're both right here. Iron plates, reinforced iron plates. And looks like we have either run out of power or all of our machines started running. I'm thinking it's the run out of power is probably what happened. But I think you guys know exactly what I'm going to be building here. These are all making rods, and then all of these will feed directly into screws, except for one of them. And then I will hook them up and show you guys exactly what I did in the next episode. I'm also going to start a research between then and now. I want to work our way towards coal power so we can stop having to worry about all this freaking biofuel. Anyway, I will catch y'all in the next episode. Have a good one.